All right, I'll call the Tangipahoa Parish Rural Fire District 2 meeting to order, and I'll ask everybody, please stand for just a moment of silence in memory of Chief Traer.
Yeah, you're right, David.
He gave his heart to this parish and to the
Yes,
fire
sir.
department of this parish.
Very appropriate.
Thank you. Okay, meeting's been called to order. Christian, would you call roll, please?
Mr. Forrest?
Present.
Mr. Graffia?
Here.
Mr. Joseph?
Present.
Mr. Bruno?
Here.
Mr. Ridgel?
Here.
Mr. Mayu?
Here.
Mr. Wells?
Here.
Mr. Vial?
Here.
Ms. Hyde? Here. Ms. Coates?
All right, public input. Anybody wishing to address any agenda item?
It's Frank's bunch.
Oh, okay.
All right, adoption of the minutes. Regular meeting dated December 28, 2020.
So moved, David.
Motion by Mr. Joseph, second by, who's the second?
Ms. Hyde?
Okay, Ms. Hyde. Would you call roll, please?
Mr. Forrest?
Yes.
Mr. Graffia?
Yes.
Mr. Joseph?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno?
Yes.
Mr. Ridgel?
Yes.
Mr. Mayu?
Yes.
Mr. Wells?
Yeah.
Mr. Vial?
Yes.
Ms. Hyde?
Okay, first item of business, election of officers 2021. Take nominations for President's Fire Board.
Mr. Chairman,
Excuse me. Go ahead.
David.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to nominate Ms. Kim Coates.
I'll second.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to nominate Mr. Lewis Joseph.
Okay, we have two nominations. We have Ms. Kim Coates and we have Mr. Lewis Joseph. So we'll take the second one first.
Motion to close? Do you need a
Yeah,
motion?
motion to close the nominations?
So moved.
Okay. All right, there's a motion for Mr. Lewis Joseph. Would you call roll, please?
Mr. Forrest?
Yes.
Mr. Graffia?
Yes.
Mr. Joseph?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno?
Yes.
Mr. Ridgel?
No,
Mr. Mayu?
nothing personal, Lewis.
I got you. No
Miss-
problem.
Mr. Mayu?
No.
Mr. Wells?
No.
Mr. Vial?
Yes.
Ms. Hyde?
What's the count?
4, 2, 5.
5 to 4. We need 6 votes, correct? I'm asking legal counsel. I said we need 6 votes.
It was 5 opposing.
5, it was 4 opposing, 5 for.
I don't think in an election of officers you have to have 6.
I don't think so. Line down.
It's majority on that.
You know. What you think?
It's only on items that are dealing with business. This is of the office. So
You know-
I don't think you have to have.
Mr.
6
Chairman,
votes.
may I?
Yes, sir, go.
Mr. Chairman, I understand the vote, but, Ms. Coates, in all fairness, is not here, and it's not due to her circumstance. Yeah, and she's ill. So if it would please the fire board, I would just like to make a motion that we table the nominations of all.
Well, let's see if there's a second here, but y'all taking me down a path. Look, we're taking a vote.
I mean, this
Vote is
is,
5 to 4.
we got people missing all the time. I don't think the vote went the way it was supposed to, and that's why we're tabling it.
Well,
I want to know for sure if on an election of officers, majority doesn't rule. If majority rules, I think we should accept what the outcome of the election is.
Well, the question would be, is it the majority of the council or is it the majority of the people present? And when you research that, you're not going to have a clear answer.
Well, we got an attorney we pay over there. He should be able to tell us.
Well,
Let's give him a minute.
you might need more than a minute, if it's not clear.
Well, then I'll make a ruling. We'll move on.
Chris, what was the vote? 5, 4, and 4.
Yeah, 5 to 4, Lionel.
He's not going to vote. That's not clear. Mr. Chairman, while he's doing, I just wanted to say
Go ahead.
that she's only asking because it has to do with corporate protocol. And she didn't want to come to the meeting because of that.
I understand,
No, I just want everybody to know.
you know, that's
I
fine.
just want you to know it just wasn't her choice. And then naturally, of course, she would vote for herself.
Well, but it doesn't work that way. Mr. Casio, anything?
It's gonna take some time because it might be the next meeting because I'm telling you, it's not clear. It's not very clear
Where do we go from here?
in the chart. We can give,
The charter doesn't say.
But let's go to the next
it's
item.
not clear. It
What's that,
just
Louis?
says-
Let's go to the next item. Maybe by then he would have it.
Okay.
But I did make them,
I'm gonna, for now, I would say, I'm just gonna move on from where we are. The ratification of part-time position, let him,
but I did make a motion to table it.
Make your motion and get a second. Let's vote on it.
is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay.
All right, there's, first and a second, Mr. Wells and Ms. Hyde to table. What you call roll, please?
Mr. Forrest?
No.
Mr. Graffia?
No.
Mr. Joseph?
No.
Mr. Bruno?
No.
Mr. Ridgel?
Yeah.
Mr. Mayu?
Yes.
Mr. Wells?
Yes,
Mr. Vial?
No.
Ms. Hyde?
Yes.
I think it's 5-4, yeah? That's what I thought.
Okay, Dennis, would you approach just for a second?
he's not gonna.
All right, I'm going to move to Administrator's Report, and I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Crocker.
All right, if we can come back to the administrator's report on the other things, on the other
thing,
issues.
One thing I need you to handle, you need to handle.
Okay, so under the administrator's report, I wanted to, I have two chiefs here that need to be recognized. One is Chief Frank Gerard. Chief Gerard has just recently retired, December 31st of 2020. Chief has been a real good friend to the fire board, to myself, to the fire district, and I think the least thing that we can do is recognize him. I do want to say something. I did talk to Chief, and he didn't know that I was trying to get my questions answered through him. And I know we can't do this in today's times, but Chief was driving trucks at 16 years old.
And they had a motor in them.
And he started in 1964, so I was 2 years old. I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Bruno. Mr. Bruno is wanting to present that.
Well, Frank, you know, we're gonna miss you, old buddy. I mean, I've been here long enough that I remember when you became chief. And you had been in the Albany Fire Department under one of probably all of our friends for a long time and stepped in. But we have this plaque for you tonight, and it says Tangipahoa Parish Rural Fire District Number 2 proudly recognizes Frank Gerard's retirement with over 50 years of service to the Natal Benny Fire Department, March 1964 to December 20th, 20. Frank, I hope you enjoy your retirement. You got a great family. I mean, you can't ask for better than the group that you got. And we're gonna miss you. Hope you don't stay away. We can still use some of your advice from time to time. Because, you know, we've lost Bruce now, and the knowledge that y'all have is priceless. And please don't feel like you're not wanted, because we want you anytime you want to come up here. So if you don't mind coming up.
Carl, I want to say, Frank, I've enjoyed having represented in the Albany Fire Department a lot of years with Mr. Emmett Perilou and with you, and enjoyed working with you guys.
Mr. Bodie, he's in your district, isn't he? You go get the picture.
That's right.
Can I say something? I want to thank the present fire board and past fire board members that supported me, and it's bittersweet. I've enjoyed doing the job. Believe you me, I have lots to do. She has a long honey-do list. I'd have to get knocked out, but I just want to tell the new fire board members that are here that you have a very important job. These guys that's sitting behind me and girls that sit behind me, the danger they face is more and more every day because of this virus and just the world situation, the way people are acting. Their lives, believe you me, are endangered every day. And I don't see it getting any better anytime soon. So y'all have a very important job to make sure that they're fully supported in the things that they're trying to do. And these two guys right here, and Mr. Risdom, that I've worked with a long time, have been very supportive of me. I enjoyed being on the committees with David. We worked hard on a lot of issues. Mr. Joseph has been a good friend of mine and always there to answer the questions that I have. So I appreciate everything that y'all have done. And like Carlos said, I'm gone, but I'll still be around.
Good.
Thank you, Dennis.
Good job, Chief. Frank. There you go. Good job. Look, y'all should have-
I got to.
One should have been over there.
I was just videoing.
See the thing back there? Keep you straight.
Congratulations, Chief.
Enjoy your
Good job, Frank.
Congratulations, Chief.
Congratulations. Thank you, Chief.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
That's what it's about right there.
Yeah, Papa.
That's what it's about.
Hey,
Be the next little fireman there.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Okay, we have one more.
We got one more, okay.
Yes,
Congratulations.
we have one more, and it's Robert Morrell. He's with the Laranja Fire Department. He just recently made his 50 years in the Laranja Fire Department. So I'd like to have Robert come up, and he started in 1970. So,
wow.
come on up here, Robert. Carla, you got that one?
Yeah, I got John. I'm gonna let the newbie take care of you, but let me tell you, I'd like to just say, known Robert probably all our lives. He's always been committed to the fire department. Actually, the whole Morrell family, going back, way back, has always been committed to the Laranja Fire Department. And the genes keep going further down, because we got another Morrell sitting right back there that learned from Papa. So, Robert, man, we appreciate you, and it's the way I feel about you, the same with Frank. If we ever need you, don't be bashful. Come tell us what you need to tell us.
I'm not going anywhere.
I know it.
I do want to say something. I'm kind of like Frank. I lived next door to the fire department and hung around there a lot. There was 3 firemen in our area in 66, 67. They couldn't get in the fire truck and drive it. 2 of them were too big, and one of them forgot how to pump it every time it come around. And you appreciate this, Jack Blaylock. And then Marion Lewis and his Uncle Johnny boy couldn't get behind the seat. So at 15 years old, they had me driving them to the fire.
There you go.
But it was all good times. Thank y'all. Appreciate it.
I didn't know you 50 years old, Robert, but we want to thank you for what you've done. I remember the one truck in the little fire department, and
Yep.
you know, in 50 years, y'all come a long way. I'm proud of each and every one of y'all. And with that being said, we'd like to present you this plaque. It says Tangipahoa Parish Rural Fire Protection District 2. Proudly recognizes Robert Morrell for over 50 years of service of the Laranja Fire Department and community. So with
Thank
that
you.
said, congratulations, Robert.
Okay.
Go find out what he said. Find out what Brad found.
He gonna tell us.
Trying to get those.
I wanted him.
Yeah,
I
because
should have come.
I really,
I would have come.
if he say something, I wanna know what he found.
I told him I had no problem. He's gonna wait till next month.
Okay. Is that all administrative?
It is,
For those two items?
those two items.
Okay, I'm going to go back to election of officers. Mr. Cassio? Yes. Majority rule.
Say what?
Okay.
I didn't hear that.
Here's a ruling from Mr. Cassio.
Call Mr. Moody, and he advised the majority of the people who were present.
Okay, did he find, is there something to support that?
He didn't give me the site for that, no, sir.
All right, can we find that out? Maybe not tonight, but I would like to know.
Well, that's fine, but I'm going to let Mr. Joseph take over based on legal advice. And Mr. Joseph, you're now president.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Temporary.
Hey, you gotta do vice president.
Thank you all very much. The floor is now open for
Yes, sir.
the office of vice president.
Nomination.
Anybody but me.
I'd like to nominate Kim Coates for, vice chair.
Okay, Mr. Mayor has nominated Kim Coates. Any other nominations?
Motion to close.
Motion is made to close the nomination. Second?
Yeah, second.
Second by Mr. Bruno. Ms. Coates is nominated by acclamation. Even though she's not here, she's been nominated in abstention.
Secretary.
The floor is now open for the position, the office of Secretary of Fire Board.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
I'd like to nominate Ms. Kristen Pecoraro.
Mr. Wells has nominated Ms. Christian Pecoraro. They'll get a second, because it's gonna be it.
Second.
Second by Mr. Mayor.
Motion to close.
Motion has been made to close the nomination. Congratulations, Christian.
Thank you.
We don't need to do it. Right. What was that?
Do we do the treasurer?
Okay.
Yeah.
We've got the Hammond Fire Matters.
No,
Treasurer.
Mr.
gotta-
Joseph,
Did we do? Who we missing?
treasurer.
Treasurer?
Oh, okay. The floor is now open for the office of Treasurer of the Fire Board. Any nominations, please?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
for right now, I nominate Ms. Virginia Baker.
Ms. Virginia Baker.
Second.
Okay. The motion is second to nominate Ms. Virginia Baker. Any other nominations from the floor?
I move to close the nomination.
Mr. Mayor has nominated, has recommended the nomination be closed.
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Forrest. Okay, Ms. Virginia Baker gets it by acclamation. So is that all the office positions?
Yes, sir.
That is it.
Okay, thank you very much. We now entertain fire matters for the Hammond. Hammond Fire Matters?
Yes, the chief has sent in paperwork. He's got all of the necessary documents supporting it. It's a ratification of a part-time position. It's one position at $10 per hour, part-time.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Mayhew, second by
Second here.
Mr. Vial to approve part-time position for Hammond Fire Department. Roll call, please.
Mr. Forrest?
Yes.
Mr. Ingraffia?
Yes.
Mr. Joseph?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno?
Yes.
Mr. Ridgel?
Yes.
Mr. Mayhew?
Yes.
Mr. Wells?
Yes.
Mr. Vial?
Yes.
Ms. Hyde?
Yes.
Motion passes, so ordered. LaRoger Fire Matters.
Same thing with LaRonja. The chief submitted the paperwork, and it's all in order. It is a full-time position at $8 per hour.
It's full-time position for LaRoger Fire Department at $8 per hour.
Yes.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Mr. Graff, second by Mr. Vial. Roll call, please.
I'm sorry, who made the second?
David.
Mr. Forrest?
Yes.
Mr. Ingraffia?
Yes.
Mr. Joseph?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno?
Yes.
Mr. Ridgel?
Yes.
Mr. Mayhew?
Yes.
Mr. Wells?
Yes.
Mr. Vial?
Yes.
Ms. Hyde?
Yes.
The motion passes and it is so ordered. The Albany Fire Matters.
Well, we just, we just mentioned how Chief Gerard is retired December 31st. The Natalbany Fire Department Board has selected Donald Scaffadel as the new chief. So with that being said, it's going to be the ratification of the chief's position at $30,000 per year, part-time for right now.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Richardson, seconded by Mr. Bruno. Roll call, please.
Mr. Forrest? Yes. Mr. Graffia?
Yes.
Mr. Joseph?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno?
Yes.
Mr. Ridgel?
Yes.
Mr. Mayu?
Yes.
Mr. Wells?
Yes.
Mr. Vial?
Yes.
Ms. Hyde?
Yes.
Can we get the new chief?
Is he here?
He's here. I just hope he doesn't lose his hair over this job.
Why don't you come up for a second, Chief?
Sometimes, you got a twin brother, they can swap up.
Chief,
You don't even know the
get him up
difference.
here.
I can't tell the difference in him and his brother.
Being in charge, you lose what little bit you got.
Congratulations, Chief.
Thank you. I look forward to it. I think I've been in the Natalbany Fire Department since probably not quite as long as Robert and all of them. I got in probably in '76, and been a volunteer probably, basically all my life until I started doing part-time night shift work. I worked full-time for Weyerhaeuser, which is a lumber manufacturing out in Holden. I've been there about 40 years now, 41, going on 41 years now.
Telling
So,
your age now.
I look forward to, it's going to be hard to go behind Frank. It's somewhat sentimental, I guess you could say. Coming up through Mr. Emmett and then Frank, we hadn't had a whole lot of chiefs. There's a lot to do. So anyway, long story short, I'm looking forward to doing it. Look forward to working with y'all, and thank you.
I always liked
Good
him.
luck.
I always liked him until he went to Laronja and stole that girl and brought her to Natal.
Congratulations, Chief, and I'm sure the department will be in capable hands. You're welcome. 8 Ward Fire Matters.
All right, the chief had submitted paperwork, and it's for his whole department, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of his personnel that he's putting in for a 3% raise across the board. If the board wants, I can go through each individual, or we can just do it across the board, just the 11 personnel that he's got listed.
8th Ward and
8th Ward,
3%.
he wants to do a 3% raise across the board. It's going to cost roughly $6,900 yearly, annually.
They have the money?
They do have the money to support it. I did speak to our accountant, and I did forward that report to Ms. Hyde and Mr. Ingraffia, since that was a question, and it's projected that they should have enough money to support that raise.
The wishes of the board, please.
You can do them all at once, y'all.
I also move.
Yeah.
They're all in there.
It's all in the packet,
Every one of them.
Motion by
It's in the
Mr. Vial.
packet.
Yeah,
Who
they're all-
seconded that,
but
George?
it's 11 people.
Seconded by Mr. Mayu for approval. Roll call, please.
Mr. Forrest? Yes. Mr. Graffia?
Yes.
Mr. Joseph?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno?
Yes.
Mr. Ridgel?
Yes.
Mr. Mayu?
Yes.
Mr. Wells?
Yes.
Mr. Vial?
Yes.
Ms. Hyde?
Yes.
Motion passes and so ordered. Monthly reports and registers.
They should have been emailed to you, and y'all should have those.
Any questions concerning that item? No questions? Administrator's report.
Okay, we have one item left on it. It's the adoption of a resolution to adopt the 2020 Louisiana Compliance Questionnaire required for the regular annual audit for 2020.
So move.
Motion by Mr. Vial to approve item 6, seconded by
I'll second.
Mr. Mayu. Roll call, please.
Mr. Forrest?
Yes.
Mr. Ingraffia?
Yes.
Mr. Joseph?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno?
Yeah.
Mr. Ridgel?
Yes.
Mr. Mayu?
Yes.
Mr. Wells?
Yes.
Mr. Vial?
Yes.
Ms. Hyde?
Yes.
Motion passes.
I will get a clean copy, and we will have to get the fire board president and the secretary and treasurer to sign.
You have a question behind it.
Yeah, Mr. Joseph.
Yes, John.
Fireball, no, I was elected to the
We're just going to get you up here.
Okay, all right, I didn't know it was on the agenda.
No, we're going to get, you can come on up, Johnny.
We're not going to leave you out.
I got you, buddy.
We wasn't going to leave you out, I promise you.
I was elected by my peers, the fire chiefs, to the 2021 president of Tangipahoa Parish Fire Chiefs Association. I look forward to working with Mr. Joseph, rest of the board, and our fire administrator, Mr. Crocker. We got some issues we won't have to deal with this year, and I'm looking forward to working with y'all to resolve.
Somebody gave me that warning the other day.
Congratulations.
You're right.
Congratulations.
Okay, congratulations.
Johnny and I go back quite some time.
Yeah.
We've had our disagreements, but we do work together well, so.
He's gonna learn not to go to the bathroom when they vote neither.
All right.
Congratulations,
Anything else on the
Tom.
administrative report, Chief?
That concludes it.
Motion to accept the administrative report.
So move.
Motion by Mr. Vieira, seconded by
I'll second.
Ms. Forrest. Roll call.
Mr. Forrest?
Yes.
Mr. Ingraffia?
Yes.
Mr. Joseph?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno?
Yes.
Mr. Ritchell?
Yes.
Mr. Mayu?
Yes.
Mr. Wells?
Yeah.
Mr. Vial?
Yes.
Ms. Hyde?
Yes.
Motion passed and so ordered. Other fire matters.
Let's keep in mind about Chief Cottrell. His service is starting at this time,
What are the hours, what's the time on that, Dennis?
6 to 9
6 to 9
tonight.
I know.
Yeah, and tomorrow, 10 to 11:30.
Yes, so
Okay.
the trucks, all the trucks will be lining up for Tangipahoa Parish around 9:45. They'll be lining up. It is going to be a very big procession, but just keep in mind the family and let's, pray that they find comfort.
Okay,
I
any
have a
questions?
question. I haven't talked to Chief Calora. Have they got started on the building?
They've already started putting the metal siding up on it.
Okay.
So yeah, they are
I
moving
passed
along. on that.
about a week ago, and I didn't see anything.
Yes.
they'd done.
I do have one more thing. It's not fire related, but, we do have our Tangipahoa Parish Sheriff's, the warden for the jail. His girlfriend and himself were seriously injured in a explosion in a camper. Heath has been, from what the reports are, he is getting better. His girlfriend is also progressing and getting better also. I just want to keep them in our prayers also.
And I think they're having something at the Springfield
They
Fire
are,
Station this
yes.
weekend, well, blood drive and also a jambalaya fundraiser to help them defer some of it, because I think she got burned over 75% of her body,
It's
and
bad.
he got burned about 50%, I think, over
They
his
were
body.
both seriously burned, so that it's going to be a long process and a long healing.
Oh, my goodness. Sorry to hear that. Propane tank explosion, I believe it was.
Inside, yeah, in the camper.
Any other fire matters from council members?
I'd make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Bruno, second by Mr. Dale to adjourn.
Very good.